Hello there. As 2025 comes to a close, the Center for Policy Analysis would like to extend its sincere gratitude to all you, our partners, stakeholders, all our friends, and everyone that has journeyed with us throughout the year. We are glad that the year has come to an end, but also more importantly, we are glad for the gains, for the lessons that we've been able to pick throughout the year. The Center for Policy Analysis has continued to be guided on its principle that democracy works best in spaces where the citizens are informed, where institutions are open, but also more importantly, where decisions are anchored on evidence rather than expediency. Indeed, 2025 has been a year with many experiences. We are glad for all that we've been able to achieve, but also more importantly, we are glad for the lessons that we've learned throughout the year. Through all our programs, we are glad that we've been able to contribute meaningfully on how decision-making is reached at through evidence. We are glad to promote conversations, both digital and physical, but also more importantly, we are glad that continuing to contribute to how the country is governed, to how decisions are reached at, and how partners engage has been at our core in terms of approach and in terms of work. In our program, the Parliament Watch program, which is a virtual digital platform that monitors and provides analytical information of what is happening in Parliament, we are glad that we've been able to reach to over 5 million people through our digital platforms and through the physical engagements that we've had. We've reached out to over 500 members of Parliament, and we've also been able to influence over 30 policy decisions happening in the different sectors. We are glad that we've been able to equally engage with the Uganda Parliamentary Press Association, which is the fourth estate, to ensure that we equip them with skills, we engage them and provide them sufficient capacity to execute their work. 2025 was also a year that we were able to launch our maiden Open Parliament Index, assessing the openness of Parliament, assessing the accountability, but also the transparency of the institution of Parliament. This was done in Uganda, but also across Africa with our partners. We are glad that with our partners, we were able to convene the first of its nature, the Africa Regional Conference on Parliament and Legislation, that brought together different stakeholders across the world to discuss on the future of Parliament, on the different component on technology, on aspects to do with capacity building, but also the role of citizens in influencing how decisions are, in influencing the governance, but also contributing meaningfully how the country is governed. We are glad that we were able to engage different stakeholders, both the staff of Parliament and all the other stakeholders across, to ensure that everyone is brought in place, but also more importantly, ensure that there is collective involvement in how the country runs. We are glad that also we were able to work with different media houses, including radio stations, to ensure that we reach the different parts of country, recognizing that radio remains to be the most listened to, but also the media platform that has the biggest reach as a strategy that we continue to deploy. We are able and we are glad that 2025 we were able to work with our partners, the Faraja Foundation, in ensuring that we convene the Youth Parliament. The Youth Parliament being a convening of young people that happens both in the regions and in the national parliament, for young people to discuss, for young people to engage in mock parliaments, which resolutions, which decisions are brought to Parliament for consideration and for action by Parliament. We are also glad that we were able to convene the press plenaries throughout the year that brought together the fourth estate, members of Parliament, and all the other stakeholders to engage on pertinent issues affecting the country, and a platform that has had great impact in how stakeholders come up with decisions, but also how stakeholders engage. In our program, the Road Safety Program, one of our key focus areas, we are glad that we continue to promote engagements on different areas, but also we continue to work with Ministry of Works and Transport to ensure that the policy perspective and policy decisions in the country is strengthened. And we are glad that we've been able to greatly contribute on how decisions are reached, but also more importantly, in how safety in our roads looks like. Through the policy decisions, again, in the previous years, we've been able to contribute meaningfully in ensuring that regulations on speed, regulations on helmet, regulations on child restraints, regulation on the concept of drink and drive are put in place, but also the implementation is strengthened. We are glad that also we were able to meaningfully contribute the financing of the road safety sector, which is a critical area, and working with the Parliament, we've been able to contribute to this, and increasingly there have been more resources put to the road safety sector, an area that is keen to all of us, recognizing the challenges that we do face in our roads, but also in the overall sector of public health. We're also glad that under our youth program, we were able to work with young people in different sectors. The first being working with young people in schools through convening debates, again with our partners, ensuring that young people are able to engage on matters that affect them, matters that affect the country, and also finding ways in which young people can contribute meaningfully in this process. Through the Youth Parliament, again, as mentioned, it's also an area that we've been keen to ensuring that young people are involved in decision-making and can meaningfully participate in this sector. We're also glad that we've been able to engage young people through our online engagement and through the capacity buildings that we've had. Young people remain to be a key area of focus for us as an institution, but also recognizing the potential that young people have. And therefore, as we move to 2025, 2026, we are hopeful that we will continue to push this journey. Under our human rights program, we are glad that we've been able to greatly contribute on the improvement of civic space in the country, recognizing the challenges that we face. Indeed, human rights remain to be a critical area, both for the country and for the institution, the Center for Policy Analysis, an area that we invite all of us, again, to put our efforts in there. Recognizing the challenges that at the country level we are facing, there is need for more effort to that. And in that direction, we've been able to work with the Human Rights Commission, together with other development partners, the Advocates Beyond Borders, working with our partners in the Belgian Development Corporation, to ensure that we are able to increase and expand the civic space through provision of information, through provision of training, through provision of policy guidelines, working with Parliament, specifically the Human Rights Committee, to ensure that decisions and aspects around human rights are primary, but also they are taken seriously as they should. We are glad that this is an area that will continue to put our efforts, and there has been meaningful impact that we've been able to see in this sector, ranging from having young people understand better of their rights, of their responsibilities, also recognizing that the question of human rights is a collective effort, not just the work of government, and that even when there are human rights violations, we all have a role to play. And this is a sector that we are keen on. Under our artificial component and our focus area, we were able to, for the first time, together with other partners, convene the AI Summit, bringing together different stakeholders and different players to ensure that we discuss this critical component of what opportunities and what threats the artificial intelligence presents to us as individuals and the country at large. Again, from the conference, we were able to realize that indeed artificial intelligence should be looked as an opportunity and not a threat. And working with government, Uganda Communications, UCC, we've been able to dissect further what opportunities are in this sector. And as we move to 2025, it remains to be critical. The same, we've been able to work with our partners, the Pope Fox Foundation, to ensure that we come up with regulations, to come up with a framework for capacity building for members of parliament and all the other stakeholders, to ensure that artificial intelligence, recognizing that it's a factor of life, we find ways in which artificial intelligence can be properly regulated, but also can fit into our lives, the day-to-day lives of our people. And our climate democracy focus area, we've been able to contribute meaningfully in how decisions are reached at, in promoting conversations, convening meetings where we've been able to contribute meaningfully in how decisions, in how the country looks at the question of climate change. Working with Parliament, the Climate Committee, and also the Forum on Climate, also working with the Climate Parliament. It's been a pleasure to see that through conversation, through evidence, impact is something that is able to be realized. We're also glad that we continue to push this. Under our public health focus area, we've been able to meaningfully contribute in how emerging health technologies can be adopted to ensure that we address the health challenges in Africa. We've been able to push for the adoption of the alcohol law, one that has been very elusive, yet very dangerous to the country and its people. Despite the fact that we're not successful to have the law in place, we've been able to work with partners to ensure that the alcohol law is put in place. This, among many efforts, is key to ensure that we contribute and continue to push this. As the year comes to a close, we are glad that all this have been successfully done through your support, through your contribution, and through your goodwill. As 2026 comes closer, we look forward to working with you, we look forward to your support, but also more importantly, we look forward to ensuring that we continue to open up spaces for the people to understand what is happening, working with institutions on their openness, but also more importantly, ensuring that we continue to push decision makings should be anchored on evidence other than expediency. Other than that, from us, the Center for Policy Analysis, we are glad that we're able to journey with you and we're able to work with you. And as the year comes to an end, we want to wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Thank you.